Welcome to Vision Expenses, Entering a Travel Authorization. The state's Travel and Expense Policy, Bulletin 3.4, requires that an approved travel authorization be in place before any overnight travel occurs. To submit a travel authorization for approval, click on the Travel and Expense Self-Service tile on your Vision homepage. The Travel and Expense Self-Service Center opens defaulted to the Create Modify Expense Report page. If you're an expense approver, your default page is your work list. We will need to expand the Travel Authorization menu and click on Create Modify Travel Auth. The page defaults to the Add a New Value tab with your employee ID number defaulted in. Click on the Add button. The Create Travel Authorization page displays. Fields marked with an asterisk are required. We will need to select a business purpose from the drop-down menu. We will then enter a description for the travel. You can choose to enter a destination location. By entering it here, it will default into any expense lines you add. We will then need to add from and to dates for the trip. Dates must be in the future. We are now ready to enter our first expense line. Select a date that falls within the From To range set above. Then select an expense type from the drop-down menu. Note that when traveling out of state, all expense types are out, even if the expense occurred within Vermont. An example would be mileage to the airport in Burlington. Enter the description and an amount for the expense. It can be estimated if it is unknown. You'll need to enter a originating location where you're traveling from. In this case, it's Montpelier. And then we'll need to select a merchant. The state does not use preferred merchants, so leave it defaulted to non-preferred. To add another expense line, click on the plus icon and a new expense line is added. In this case, we'll add miles. Our originating location needs to be added again. And since we did type in our destination location up above, which is optional, it's already pre-populated in the destination location. The miles driven on that date. And when we tab out, we'll see that the amount is calculated based on the current IRS mileage reimbursement rate. At this point, you can continue adding lines as needed to best estimate the total cost of the trip. When you are ready to submit the travel authorization for approval, click on the Summary and Submit hyperlink in the upper right-hand corner. You will need to click on the box next to the statement that you certify that the costs are reasonable estimates and comply with the expense policy. Once you click that box, the Submit Travel Authorization button becomes available. Click on it to submit the authorization. The Submit Confirmation window opens. Click OK. The travel authorization has been submitted for approval and an authorization ID number has been assigned. You can see that the status is now submission in process. If you click on the Refresh Approval Status button, You'll see that it has now been submitted for approval to your supervisor. You can see at the bottom of the report a graphic representation of where the travel authorization is in the approval process. You've now completed entering a travel authorization. To get help while working in Vision, visit our webpage at finance.vermont.gov for manuals, job aids, how-to guides, and more. If you can't find what you need there, email the help desk at vision.finhelpdesk@vermont.gov or call the help desk directly at 802-828-6700 and select option 2.